Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's session. My name is Harsh, and I'm the strategic marketing consultant at Velox Consultants. Today, we are presenting Dealing at Workplace in Pandemic Legal Perspective, presented by Advocate Khush Brahmbhatt. Khush is practicing in Vadodara as well as National Company Law Tribunal and has been engaged as an advisor to some of the startups and MSMEs as well as multi-channel businesses, and we already work together for a few projects as well. Okay, so if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in Webex control panel. I'll bring them up during the webinar, and we'll also have time for questions at the end. Now, without further information, I think we'll turn the time over to Khush. Khushbhai, please continue. Thank you.
Yes. So yes, a very good evening to all of you, and I hope you guys are preparing to, you know, come back with this pandemic situation, and lockout is soon going to be over, and the government has already allowed lots of businesses and to reopen and work with due diligence. So today our topic is how to deal at workplace with proper due diligence being taken care of, and what are the legalities that we need to understand in this entire scenario, because it is very essential for each and every one of us who are employing people at our workplace to know about how things will work, and what all due diligence are on part of employers. So yes, let's start with that. Everybody's coining this term as pandemic. Then what is pandemic? Pandemic is basically an epidemic that has spread, like, you know in a very wide manner, irrespective of international borders. It also affects large number of people, and it has a enormous effect on world economy also. So this is called a pandemic, wherein this entire world is taken over by a specific disease, chronic disease, and there are lots of actions, government actions and advisories that are coming up for all kinds of workplaces. So even we being lawyer at court, there are some SOPs that are being prepared to present our case. If it is urgent, we have to put a note on it. There are travel advisories also given to travelers who are traveling to India in this particular situation. Even though some flights are closed, but internal state travel advisory is also being issued, and government is working as per Disaster Management Act, and the state governments and central governments are doing a fabulous job, and India has came out as a leader in dealing with this entire pandemic situation. And yes, again, thanks to a very visionary leader of our country, Mr. Narendra Modi, and his visionary steps taken by him. And yes, so this pandemic situation that we are dealing
Good
in,
check.
there has been effect on business, such as market was entirely closed, so there was no money flowing. Then as there was no demand, employee cost at one place, production cost, this credit management issues that the firms might be having. Your firm might have taken loan from business or working capital, or some sort of fund crisis that might have occurred, and the repayments are scheduled. Some of the agreements demanding the performance, like sales agreement or something that the business has been contracted into. And there are also travel restrictions, due to which there are no opportunities currently being developed. So there are lots of challenges and effects on business. And the good news is that government told that it gave out a release to some of the businesses that could start their work. Because there are lots of life at stake. So government issued an advisory that how the what are the obligations on part of employer. So we need to understand this thing. Being an employer, being owning a plant or a particular industry, you need to see to it that you ensure safety and hygienic environment at workplace, because it is one of the right of workers also to be safe, and they should be working in a hygienic environment. So the state government has given directive to sanitize the workplace regularly, and provide sanitizing facilities, gloves, uh, mask, and it is an obligation on employer to see to it that the social distance is maintained. In case of any kind of symptoms, if observed in some of the employee, in any of the employee at workplace, then it is upon the employer to be very cautious about uh, such a person working in your work area, and he or she should be reported to the amicable authority, and he or she should be relieved from the duty to take his or her care first, and once he or she is treated properly, then they could join back the workplace. Then is, you should be informing your employees, and don't pass any kind of unambiguous information that you don't possess, or don't try to take any kind of steps that are not prescribed properly from the state government. And there are continuous guidelines that are being issued by state government, and from starting that how to apply to start your business after pandemic, to how to take care of your employees in this situation after opening up your businesses during this pandemic situation. We are also dealing pandemic on one hand, and other hand the businesses are also starting. So be very cautious about it. Be proactive, and make list of employees who are who belong to red zone, and ask them to first of all get them properly sanitized, and first of all you won't be able to call them to your workplace, because it is it is restricted, so they won't be able to join your workforce. In this particular scenario, they should be communicated well about this thing. And yes, applying for your business to reopen, you should see to it that your business doesn't come into any kind of red area zone. And yes, give a particular and perfect accurate information to any government servant that is coming to you asking about your workforce, asking about that or the duration that is being advised by the state government should be properly followed again. Then yes, if there is any kind of travel, then currently the travel is being restricted. So uh, you have no chance to travel out of the country currently, as as it is restricted. And yes, if you have any employee that has traveled from some of the countries that are currently facing this pandemic situation at a very grievous stage, then you have an obligation as an employer to report him or her, to ask him or her to report to amicable authority and get them properly checked, and uh, they should be properly treated well. So it is again an obligation on basis on for the employer. Yeah. So then how yes, you can again restrict the entry of COVID-19 affected employees into your workplace. You should it is a moral responsibility being an employer not to see just business goal. Currently, you might be having your production targets, but see to it that any of the employee traveling from red zone should be restricted from entering your workplace. And yes, again, there are many questions that are being asked, that if we have employees on contract basis, so are they necessary to be paid wages? Then it is again, you need to see to your subcontractors that what contract you have made with them, because being a principal contractor, you might not uh, you might not be liable, but subcontractors might be liable. So again, it goes to your contracting terms that you need to see to it. And yes, wages to the current employees who were not at your workplace, yes, they should be paid their wages and salary, because it doesn't give you any kind of protective shell to not to pay to them, because you have been in a contract, an agreement basically to your permanent employees, that they should be provided the salary. And yes, some of the states have issued a guideline for their like Karnataka state government issued a circular that 28 days paid leave should be given to COVID-19 during this effect of COVID-19. But some of the state governments have still not given their advisory. So you should be saying to it that you pay your permanent employee, and it's an obligation on your part. So yes, then the thing is that can an employee be terminated? So coming on to this question, currently, an employee cannot be terminated just for he or she is having a symptom of COVID-19, or he or she has been a patient or is being a patient of COVID-19, because this is not a reason to be terminated. Yes, this could not be a sole ground of terminating him or her. So you cannot terminate him or her just on this thing, because it's not morally right also, and there could be legal consequence that might happen. But yeah, if the productivity is low, or some type of uh, breach, if he or she has done, then yes, they could be terminated, giving a valid reason for it. Then the thing is that uh, what will happen to your employees that are currently in another country right now. So yes, you could communicate with respective and amicable authorities of the country, and state government first. They should be given the information about your employees currently, where he or she has traveled, and whether they are staying there. Because the thing is that if they are staying there, then there might be an issue for them. If they want to travel back to India, they should be properly, be informed to the state government that they want to travel back to India again. So these are some of the obligations on of employers. So yes, again, you work from home has been emerged as a very good option for many of the organizations. Basically, IT industry has worked fantabulously in this time, because they were able to get a good productivity out of it. And yes, so again, there is a obligation for on employee also, that currently working at your not at your workplace, you should not be doing any kind of privacy breach with the information of your organization, because it would amount to legal legal issues. So and yes, organizational information is not to be traded, and that particular information is a asset to company. So yes, there is a obligation on employee also to see to it that the organizational information doesn't travel to any other competitors. Then there is a question that what will happen to commercial contracts that business has already entered. So yes, there are two things. First of all, there is a term that has came across, and in legal we say that it might be a force majeure clause. Force majeure is basically whenever there is a extremity situation into the in terms of performance, when there is absence, when there is non-performance of a party into a valid contract due to some situations that has not, uh, you know, according to the performance. So, and again, there is a doctrine of frustration also that is being studied, which frustrates the aim of the contract. So, what to be done at this point of time? So many of the advisors are being guiding that yes, the force majeure clause would protect. But yes, keep in mind that if you have that clause, then it's perfectly good. But if you don't have that clause, then what? Then in that particular term, the frustration of the contract, the frustration of the non-performance is subject to the person who has not performed onto the contract. मतलब एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं कि there were two people A and B. A ordered B to refine source resource or raw material which is being supplied by C, but it happened that C never supplied any kind of material to B, and B was not able to supply a refined product out of it to A. So this happened because there was a frustration of there was a non-performance done by C. So understand this entire situation. In this entire scenario, so B has to prove that what made him unable to perform, and court will also ask the party who has not performed what was the reason. So that kind of reason could be a situation wherein he or she was not able to perform that particular uh, performance which was object of which was having a valid object, and the reason was this pandemic situation. मतलब कि हम वो चीज यहाँ पे हमें वो चीज यहाँ पे एस्टेब्लिश करनी पड़ेगी जहाँ जो हमें ये समझाए कि
हेलो।
this entire contract, this entire contract has failed due to non-performance because there was this pandemic situation which made him or her unable to perform it, right? So yes, now the thing is that how could you be very sure that what should be done, what how this entire risk of failure of performance, or how to get out of this situation when you are when you are in contract and you are being demanded a certain performance on your part, and it is valid. So it comes on to your part that how you'll be able, what to do. So I will tell you that there are certain steps that what he or she should be doing currently is, first of all, that every person who has a commercial contract should read out the rights and obligations of parties who are parties to the contract. See to the termination clause, that what amounts to termination of the contract. See to the dispute resolution clause, that what is the channel of dispute resolution or negotiation that could happen in terms of non-performance, and manage the copies of communication to between the parties that has happened during this entire pandemic situation, because it will help to prove that what amounted to non-performance and what was the reason. Study the supply chain scope, and see to it that how it is being geographically, into a geographical viewpoint, that how much difficult it was geographically to work out for your part of contract, and see to the business, and see to it that your operational business should not be at risk while doing such your part of performance that you have agreed upon, because if you are not able to perform, and again on another hand you will be asked for compensating, then you might be having two kinds of losses: the loss of the amount that you tried, and the loss of the compensation that you need to give. So see to it that you don't fall in these pitfalls. So these are my advices to the people who have already contracted in some kind of performance. So see to it that what are the rights and obligations of party. Read your termination clause. Read the dispute resolution clause. Properly keep the copies of communication with you, so that whenever there is any kind of negotiation to happen, then you could prove your point that you were not able to perform due to this pandemic situation. And yes, there is again this thing that has came up that the people ask that what is the scenario wherein our business has been on rent, business place has been on rent, then how we'll be doing it, and uh, uh, are we liable to pay that rent?
Why your voice is gone? Hello?
Sorry for interruption. So yes, you are liable to pay the rent of your business place because uh, uh, the place was there. It was the person who gave you that place on rent has not frustrated the clause, and hence you are liable to pay for the rent. And yes, there were again some questions that were asked by fellow people, business people, that what in case of another specific thing, that there are things like people give as services, like some of kind of maintenance amount they pay, some kind of security maintenance they pay, lift maintenance. So if we don't pay it, is it okay? So in this question, I will like to share that you could talk to your landlord, or lessor, that uh, what is this entire how you could negotiate with this thing. Yes. Uh, uh, so please be very approachable to each and every person in this entire situation, because see, any kind of part performance played by any another party in this scenario would cannot I think that any kind of part performance that the party has played on his part, you are obligated to play your part, but you being not able to deliver the things from your end, from your organization, uh, you should be reasonable in these terms. And the wisest advice would be, it should be always negotiated properly. You could negotiate each and every time. So in kind of what we talked about rent, you should be talking to your letter, to the person who has given you this entire thing, to on rent. You could ask him about paying rent in whatever installments you put, but yes, you are liable to pay your rent. And yes, you could if you are pressurized to pay for any other kind of allowances, then yes, probably I will say that you might refrain. And if he or she still pulls you on to pay another kind of allowances in this scenario, you might put a suit against them. And uh, again, they will ask that services were present, and that will be another argument. But the wisest thing is to negotiate in current terms, because any kind of legal cost would be kind of overhead to business. But yes, again, in negotiation, legality is a thing that you need to that you will need. So yes, again, we I was asked that what is the labor shift that we could play, and how this what are the current labor hours that we could make our factory run. So it is as per the advisory of state governments. Whatever state government issues advisory for this, you have to see to it. And yes, then there was again a question that if any kind of infected person comes to your workplace, then what and it is unreported, then whose responsibility it would be? So yes, again it would be responsibility of that person who has allowed him. So when you are in plant, yes, definitely the factory owner. And but yes, today again in Gujarat, tomorrow the state government told that it won't be like an action wherein you'll be put behind jail. You know, and yes, any kind of hindrances that you do at your workplace, which might affect the object of this entire pandemic going on, and then you might be liable to be put behind bars. So this is all kind of legal perspective that employee and employer has to put forward at his or her workplace. So yeah, husband,
Yeah,
we could
yeah, that's
take
like an
questions now.
informative. Yeah, it's an informative session, and you share such a good all the matters from last 35 minutes that I was like surprised, which is possible for that.
Yes.
Okay, I'll request you all the participants if you have any questions, please note on the chat box.
I think someone asked about force majeure. That what is it?
Okay,
So basically, it is about there are two sections about of Indian Contract Act, Section 32 and 56, that basically talk about any kind of hindrance of performance due to acts of God or something like that. Yes, in case when there are two parties A and B, and A asks B to perform certain ask for certain services, but B is not able to deliver those services in a stipulated time frame. Yes, again, time is a very big essence in this entire pandemic situation, because if this pandemic has been growing, if the performance is not done uh, when there was no pandemic in India, then you would be liable to compensate. But if there is pandemic that has prevailed and during that the performance has arisen on your part, then yes. Okay, so there is again this question that what we
okay,
got
so it's a
50%.
force major close, and we they got like 50% discount on this close. So, Dipen bhai, please can you,
Yeah,
हाँ,
yes,
yeah, if possible, you can unmute your mic, unmute, and you can ask the question.
हेलो
yes,
हेलो
Dipen bhai, you are audible.
yes,
कैन यू हियर मी
Yeah, yeah, yep,
ऑडिबल
yep, correct, correct.
yes, audible.
इन दिस सिचुएशन हमारा एक फ्रेंचाइजी है यहीं बड़ौदा का ही है वासना
हाँ,
रोड पे उनको हमने ये सेशन हमने लिया था फोर्स मेजर क्लोज का लास्ट वीक में
हाँ,
तो हमने
हाँ,
सारे फ्रेंचाइजी को बताया कि आप अपने लैंडलॉर्ड के साथ बात कीजिए और उनको समझाइए कि
हाँ,
इस तरह से करना है इस तरह से
yes,
करना है तो उसने
yes,
उनके लैंडलॉर्ड से बात किया तो लैंडलॉर्ड ने 50% डिस्काउंट दिया मैं आपको बताऊं
हाँ,
बहुत सारी जगह पे एसएमई से वगैरह है तो उनको 40% का एक लिवरेज मिल रहा है अभी राइट टाइम
मिल रहा है. Yes, yes.
हाँ दूसरा क्या है पता
Actually,
है
Dipen bhai, I
लैंडलॉर्ड
told
के पास है
about
ना
this,
अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं
that
हाँ
yes,
हाँ लैंडलॉर्ड के पास अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं है सपोज अगर
हाँ,
मेरा आउटलेट है मैं खाली करके
हाँ,
चला जाऊंगा तो उसको दूसरे दिन नहीं मिलने
दूसरा
वाला है
नहीं मिल रहा. Yes, yes, yes. See, this is the
हाँ
thing that there should not be any kind of impulsive communication that could happen. So I advise each and everyone, listening to this, to negotiate in a proper manner, because none of you has an opportunity currently and none of you has a demand currently.
एग्जैक्टली
So, negotiation is the only best thing that, he or she or any person could do in this situation. And the thing is that, yes, there are also some of my when we talk about multi-chain businesses, there are some of my clients who have been who have requisiting at different areas, and they have their properties on rented basis. So yes, I have also told them to see to it that they don't force anyone currently, because the situation is that any kind of forceful uh, implication would incur you overhead, and again you will be at trouble. As per this current situation that what we are prevailing from, negotiation is the only way what each and everyone could afford.
Kushba, I have one question. Have Supreme
Hmm.
Court issued any direction in light of the COVID-19 outbreak, such as for the like a state government or anything?
Yeah, they have see, understand, currently the situation is that there is a mass applications by MSMEs and every kind of business to the government, and everyone is asking for permission to open it, and even Supreme Court has issued lot of directives to government to see to it that they deliver it properly, and yes, there are lots of things that has happened since last week. Talking about the latest one, government, this what happened about moratorium and all.
Okay.
Right. Moratorium was again such step that was being advised by the courts, the apex court, and RBI has also worked on it. Even the repo rate has been increased, so due to which there would be loans available at a very less interest, current to previous one. And there are a lot of directives that are being given by Supreme Court. But the thing is that currently the main channel that is working is the bureaucracy,
Okay.
right? The state bureaucracy. Uh, and if you observe about, let's talk about Gujarat, and specifically about Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad has been working fantabulously well. Then we talk about Vadodara. Again, fantastic, teamwork scheme. And the state government issued an advisory that, collectorate, district collectorate would be given this authority, and there is another 7 member team that should be formed well. All these have been, worked as per the apex court's direction. And currently, yes, what is the procedure? Many people are, let me clarify this also. If you want to start your business, go straight away to collectorate, give your application that you want to start your business, see to it that you are not part of any kind of red zone areas, and ask your employees who are coming from red zone not to come to your workplace. Then and only then your application would move to collectorate, and another team that is, they will give you approval upon your application, and you would be able to start your business. This is a very simple procedure that government has issued, and you could also give your application to some of the platforms, collective platforms created by your there are certain unions that are being formed. So you could give it to them. They could go to the collector and they could get fetch your permission, and see to it that there is you should not be spreading any kind of ambiguity, because again this gives a rise to corruption. Be very clear, and all this information is available on government website, collectorate's website, and you could directly go to them and seek your permission, and you will be able to get it if they will be seeing no reason, to stop you from starting your business again.
Um, as you know that like already companies is going and the corporate is working, right? So are there any travel restrictions
Hmm.
by Supreme Court, and if they have been like imposed by this during COVID?
Yeah,
You already mentioned before,
yeah.
but
This,
just recently mentioned there.
yes, yes, yes. Basically, uh, there is this thing that the travel has been completely restricted currently,
Okay.
and there are there are some businesses who just are having employees who travel a lot. So currently, travel advisories have been, given by central government to state governments, and transportation and supply chain businesses are again, having lots of trouble due to this, because there are many industries in India that rely on lots of raw materials coming out from different countries.
Okay.
So yes, there has been a very big issue in this also, and but yes, soon there will be opening up of all these services. And there was a question morning also. I was having a webinar wherein a person asked me a question that what will happen if my supply, if person from whom I'll be getting my supplies for production is from red zone.
Okay.
So in that particular situation, you have you have to find another option, because there is no way where you will be able to get your supply from a red zone area, because it is completely prohibited.
Okay.
And yes, Supreme Court is working a lot, and they are working closely and monitoring. Basically, Apex Court is a monitoring head, and it is seeing to it. And today, it was fantastic. Even President signed that entire bill, that whoever comes and hinders the procedure of this entire any kind of hindrance to police, or any authority that is working for COVID-19 and creating a nuisance, would be liable to imprisonment, and some kind of charge would also be levied on them, a penalty in form of penalty. So today the bill has got passed, and that's definitely a fantabulous step. Being vigilant is a very big thing, and our country has always been, when we talk about this pandemic situation, you could see to it that we have been the most vigilant country that has dealt with this entire situation so well.
Oh,
Even in terms of legality, or courts were closed, yet it were open for some of the urgent matters, which cannot be postponed. So again, there were government authorities who have been working day and night, and yes, so this has been the entire scenario since the pandemic has started.
oh, fantastic. That's a good suggestion from Supreme Court. Okay, I have one question from one of the viewers. Do employers need to relook their leave and entitlement policy? Can you repeat the question?
Sorry, Shu, I'm not able to understand it.
Okay, do employers need to relook
Uh-huh.
their leave entitlement policy?
Yes, definitely. Leave entitlement again is a situation, because there have been more than 28 days of this entire pandemic that has gone,
Hmm.
and there would be little bit of adjustment that they would be need to do in this entire leave structure, because the total working days needs to be properly managed well. So, but yes, no one would be able to give relaxation in kind of any kind of, if your employee comes to you asking for another leave for his or her health, then you have to give him, because there is no way left for you. Because if he or she is tested positive, then again it is obligation on your part. So yes, leave entitlement will be a very big issue, but the HR people will be doing it, and even looking to the labor laws and the entire calendar system that works, there would be adjustment that might be possible.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
And it depends, because work from home has also emerged as a practice,
Yes,
right?
correct.
So some of the organizations have seen to it that what kind of uh,
Okay.
who all our employees were on work from home and all.
Yeah.
So this has also been, this is entire a formula that they will work out, and but yes, they would have to see to it. And not even just leave entitlement, but their travel insurance policies,
Okay.
because they need to see to it that whether they cover this travel, or uh, there might be issues with some of the terms. of that particular insurance policies. So
Okay.
they need to see to it. And as I told that, Karnataka state government was very frankly said that 28 days of paid leave to be given. So now means again employer need to see to it that what state government issues the advisory.
Yep.
So
Correct.
in that terms we are still awaiting because each and every sector of business is currently in contact with the government, and they are discussing the issues that are coming up, and government is working on getting the amicable solutions to these issues. And there are a lot of things into this pipeline. I told you before this our conversation started that અમારા ગુજરાતીમાં એવું કહેવાય કે બીમાર થયા હો અને સાજા થાવ ને પછી બી એક દિવસ રજા લઈને
કામે
બીજા
તો
દિવસે કામે ચડવું. So this is the entire thing what I was trying to talk, that you should be taking decisions after understanding and analyzing, because people are so much into this force to start back that might create a issue.
yeah. So yeah, you just truly said like it's a work from home because already I have few of the clients and we already notified them like abhi se if we don't require this employee should be in the office, we don't want to pay the rent or anything. Start the working at the cost, maybe in the co-working space, and just like pay the salary and they work from home. So they say also because right now it's again to COVID-19, the cash crunch and everything is going on. So few of many corporates and the many service industries is working. They are planning for the like हमारे भी employee अभी जैसे because into COVID-19 अभी भी हमारा काम हो रहा है. So why don't we invest some money into this big building and everything? So that's a good suggestion there. And also I have one question from our participants called Patel, and he's from ITES sector. And his question is that the notification issued from salary by Gujarat Labor Department is applicable to all employees or workmen.
Okay. मतलब for their particular sector.
Yep. So, uh, yeah, Mr. Patel, if possible, you can unmute and you can ask the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So Parul,
yeah,
what I will advise is,
Kush bhai,
that
Kush bhai.
yes, if you could share it with me, because I have still not got any kind of this thing
He's
into my reading, possibly. But yes, if it is applied in your sector and if it is advised by government but yes, workman is a different term again, right? And employee is a different term. So see to it, it would be defined properly and under what act it is defined. So you need to read it first.
yeah, so the present notification issued by the uh,
so is
hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, this is Mr. Patel. Can you hear me now? Hello,
Kush?
hello,
Yes.
Kush, can you hear me? This is Mr.
Yes,
Patel.
Mr. Patel. Yes. Please.
Yeah. So the question is with respect to the notification issued by the central government, notification by the Labor Department, and I think the Home Ministry has issued with respect to the salary, and they have used word some. I mean, at some context they have used word workman. At some places they have used word employees. So there is a lot of ambiguity.
Yeah.
So
So I told you
being an
that when it comes to employee, that yes, uh, none of the employee or workman could be denied their salary, because it is an obligation on employer to pay their salary, and they have to do it. So yes, even whatever Home Ministry has said or whatever is defined in it, the notification, they could not run out. Like employers cannot run out of this responsibility.
yeah. So that notification is compulsive notification. If so,
Yes,
then
definitely. It's a compulsive notification, and whatever advisory is given by this, Home Ministry has to be followed in it. And state government might have issued this, you could do it probably you could send it across to me, and I will advise you upon that. But what I am very clear is that yes, whatever you know asked by them in this particular advisory, you have to follow it.
Mhm. Because I have attended one more session from the Chamber of Commerce. Again, there the debate was like there is a no question of legality, because if we go into the
Hmm.
legality, then again there is a question on this notification, that if government is making compulsion to the employer for March month, it's fine, right? But if this pandemic is going to cross June or July, for
Hmm.
example, how the MSME will be able to cope up with the compulsory notification of the government? That is again the very big question.
Hmm.
It's fine that on a humanity base, on the other whatever parameters, the big companies would be able to have
Understood,
sufficient
understood.
reserve
I
funds.
Yes, yes. I got your entire question, entire debate that you are talking about. But understand, uh, you know, if anyone is being working at your company, then you might have offered him a proper agreement of, a written letter of
Right,
responsibilities and all the things mentioned into it, right?
right.
Right. So, was he not able to perform?
If
It
we,
was due to
for example,
pandemic
yes,
that he
if
was not able to perform, right?
yes,
Yes, and again, he was not able to come to his workplace,
yes,
right? So, any kind of denial from his side, that if he says that even the workplace is available, he is not going to work, then employer could refrain from paying him, salary or wages. But
oh,
if
okay,
there is this thing, due to pandemic, he was not able to come, then he cannot be denied his wages or salary.
right. So
This
the
is a very
question
clear
again,
thing. That's what I understood after understanding entire contract and that entire thing and entire scenario, because he or she could not be denied his salary, wages, in terms of if he refrains, if he
right,
tells you that he will not come to your workplace and he will not work at your workplace, then
right,
definitely. But in this current scenario, employer could not basically deny this thing.
right, right, right.
This is what my opinion is basically.
Yeah, thank you very much for your opinion.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh, okay, Kush, one more question. What additional aspect?
Yes.
Yeah, another one question from the guy. What additional aspects should be considered with respect to employees working abroad?
Sorry.
Yeah, so what are the additional aspects should be considered
Uh,
with respect to employees working abroad, like the impact of COVID-19, the currently varying from the country to country, right? So the employees with
yes.
like expect or other employees working abroad should consider reviewing the relevant employee agreement and everything. So is there access any risk, especially like provisions and relating to travel leave, compensation, medical, and the insurance policy coverage?
Yeah. Currently, the thing is that employers will have to consider the possibility of having an adequate measure, first of all, that whatever staff is working in abroad is properly having a hygienic environment and having properly quarantined, and it has to first of all think about it, that how they should be seeing to it that their health is good. And secondly, the question is about that what you asked, the second question.
Yeah, it's a question. I got your answer. Like the question was that, like, what additional aspects should be considered with respect to employees working abroad, those are working abroad, like due to
Yeah,
COVID-19.
then yeah. So this is the additional thing that you need to look into it, and you need to see to it that their insurance is properly done. You should be vigilant about it. Secondly, you should see to it that in kind of any kind wherein in some countries the state governments have asked the immigrants to go back to their particular home and their motherland. So in that kind of scenario, they should be able to repatriate that particular person or the entire team back to their motherland, and they could talk to state government authorities about it, and they would be getting an answer, and they will be repatriated back.
So there is no any jurisdictions
So
like M2 folder or anything.
this might sorry.
Yeah, so there is any applicable laws vary from the jurisdiction to jurisdiction, like as per the contract. And
You need, yeah, definitely.
okay,
There are lots of things. Currently, the thing is that everybody has to see to it in a moral condition.
okay, okay,
This pandemic situation is not what of all us prayed for. We all have faced it.
okay,
So we need to see to it that, we are doing an ethical behavior with our employees, and currently there is this very negative notion that has came up. I've been addressing lots of webinars in connection to employee contracts, financial contracts, and people are like that, how we could refrain.
okay, okay.
This kind of mentality has raised. So I am not able to understand it, that why they want to refrain.
Yeah,
And
correct.
there are many like, what you can say, that people of that part of the society, when they ask that question, then we think that how this entire system would be working. So I always urge this, that support each and everyone who is near and dear, and who are working for you is your responsibility, and government would be giving compensation for each and everything. But the thing that we are also part of this country, so we have our role to play. And there is this very beautiful thing that I heard. I was looking to a debate in this automobile sector, that how it is facing COVID-19. And it, uh, I I'm not able to get the name of that person, but he said this very beautiful thing, that the 85 percentage of the entire cost today that our industry is going to have, it's just not a cost, but it is also a responsibility of ours.
Yep, correct.
So let's not think it about as cost, and let us think about it responsibility. Then it would be equally negotiated
Yeah,
when time will come.
true, correct.
So I was very much, like, it was a very good sentence that he told, that this entire 85% of cost could be also treated as a responsibility, and it could be negotiated.
Yeah.
So this is, would be my concluding remarks for this particular session.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so we have a lot of questions in my by the mail
Yeah,
or
sure,
anything,
sure.
but I'll just take due to time constraint, I'll just take on the last question with
Yeah.
different nouns. Like, okay, so post-COVID, major business is going to the transformation. Like the few of the businesses planning for they are just implemented technologies and everything, right? So अगर वो लोग जो technology they are planning for the technology evolution. So if they are using, someone is using for the data security, yeah, someone is using for the AI and the IoT part. So is there any remarks for the cyber security for the employers if they breach the company, if they cheat with the company? So is there any employer, like any law from the Supreme Court, any act or anything? If you can share some point. This is like a lot, the question from one of the
Yeah, definitely.
participants.
See, I see currently this as a yeah, I see currently this as a very big opportunity, for firms dealing with this cyber security and all. I was able to uh, you know uh, talk to a lot of people from this field, and they are seeing a boom post pandemic.
Yep. True. 100%.
And sorry.
Yeah. True. Correct. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So, there will be lot of things that will come up. Even in terms of law, lots of things we have seen that, like uh, there are ample of opportunities.
100.
We being Indians never thought of such kind of that we'll be needing a platform.
Correct.
First of all, to talk today. Today, many of people would have downloaded Zoom. This currently this software that we both are using with this entire community, and there are a lot of places wherein this entire IT sector would also be getting a very big boom.
Correct.
And government is also asking out for ample of opportunities that are currently available. That it is asking to prepare a homogeneous platform for Indians, basically, for this video sharing app they are asking for.
Yeah.
And yes, coming to cybersecurity part, there are existing laws. We have IT Act in place that protects you currently. If any kind of breach is there in your organization during this pandemic, then yes, you would be able to get a privilege through this act. And again, talking specifically about cybersecurity, I've been part of a lot of platforms there also, and what I have been able to understand will sum up in 2 points. That first of all, we need to be very vigilant about our data and information.
Correct. Correct.
We Many of the firms, Indian firms have never been such vigilant, but about our customer data also. And this kind of being non-vigilant in these terms would bring you a cost. And secondly, coming to workplace, again, security is a very big factor that plays role. And we will see a big upgrade in this entire sector.
Okay. Okay.
A very big upgrade, because every desktop would be turning a very secure platform for communication. What I currently see, it is like this, that cyber security people are going to have boom.
Okay.
And there are already laws that would devise them properly.
Okay. So as like we already starting the design strategy for our clients. So is there anything we have to care about?
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you. Can you just volume out? Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yes, audible now.
Yeah. So I'm asking you, like, already we are design the strategies for our clients, as like some of the clients is from manufacturing industries, and they are just planning to transform their business. So we suggest them, let's
Hmm.
work for some IoT tool and let's connect with IoT and AI, sorry, IoT and cloud business. So is there anything we have to care, or we have to mention in our strategy or anything with our clients? Like,
Yeah, definitely. Currently, there is a very big thing that happened. That there are lots of there is a big rise in the security platforms. People have seen the new kind of platforms coming up. If you see this particular sector about that just deals with app development,
hmm,
let's talk about a very small sector. In India, that is also very unorganized,
hmm, hmm,
because they don't take proper licenses of their software,
hmm.
right? And this would bring a very big issue, because they don't have their data policies in place. They don't have their community policies in place. They don't have information dealing policies in place. They have no proper license, software licensing also.
Okay.
So these are a very major gray areas where low scale firms are not able to understand the benefit of this thing. So this will bring on literally very grievous issues to them. So whenever you are developing a strategy, be very vigilant about information sharing and what all I talked about earlier, because this kind of proper patternized and diligent work would help you to give privilege to your customer also. Because if you might not having any kind of community discipline at your whatever platform you create or whatever service you create, then there would be certain breaches that will occur and that will harm your own client, right? And at that point of time, you will need to heavily compensate him or her. But when you'll be having this kind of policies in place, you'll be privileged to see to it that what could be a negotiated way that you could work out. But I really think sometimes that when I talk about this people who are having ideas and they come up with a good investment and they start developing things, there are merely 40% of them who are vigilant about laws and getting all these policies and registrations and regulatory frameworks about whatever is mentioned in law in place, because they don't take a good legal research
Okay.
what is absent. And in our country, this is a very grievous issue that there are very we have law firms at each and every road, but people don't understand that what is the importance of being vigilant and what is the importance of having a lawyer at a very first place.
Yeah.
Who are he or she will be able to advise you very properly during this licensing things and whatever services you are coming up with it, because there are lots of places wherein we have very beautiful entire legal ecosystem that has been developed in India,
Okay.
but absence of understanding the importance of this entire being vigilant, having a lawyer at first place is creating a very big loophole.
Correct. So, Kushbhai, it looks like we covered all our questions. So, Kushbhai, is there anything in the concluding remark would you like to share with our class, like our
Yeah,
participants?
definitely. I surely. What I'll tell is that जान है तो जहान है. फिर it came to जान भी चाहिए और जहान भी चाहिए. Now we are going to deal with a situation wherein all these materialistic problems will rise
Sure.
in terms of salary, in terms of paying EMIs, and this entire situation is going to have a very diversified effect on the entire social ecosystem of the country. So I ask each and everyone present in this webinar to be little bit diligent and little bit negotiable in terms. I could understand that each and everything has a cost, but I request each and everyone to see to it that you don't force anybody
Okay.
for anything.
Yeah.
Let's take a very beautiful partnership out of this pandemic, because what is important is each one of us to each other, right? Then only we'll be able to survive. So this is what all I'll conclude. And yes, definitely, I always ask this, that you don't see this legal thing as a cost to your company. This is a particular investment that you do at a very first place, and this is the perfect choice that you make.
Correct.
Being not putting lawyer or a legal advisor to your firm would always be a cost.
Yeah.
And then when such thing happens, then people say to it that lawyers are very costly nowadays. But the thing is that we people never see this thing. Whenever I talk to some of my friends who are lawyers in another great another countries, they say that we barely take an option to go to court. We barely take an option to go to trial.
Yeah.
We always enforce clients' business performance more. Even though there are many young lawyers who are having the same aptitude here, but are this is a very big misunderstanding that has played a vital role. But I think that things are getting clear, and we are hoping that legal ecosystem would closely work with each and every part of the society, because law is something that demonstrates a specialized condition of society wherein each and every part works well. So this is what I'll tell, that always see to it that you get a proper advice from a proper lawyer at the right time and at the very first place. This will make a very big difference that will help you to analyze that this cost is an investment. So this is what I like to tell. And yes, the pandemic is soon going to end. There are a lot of opportunities. Take proper rest for your mind and take decisions. Don't go haywire. Make a proper understanding of whatever you have signed in and what you are dealing with.
Great. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here, and thank you, Kush Bhai, for sharing such an information insight session. And I request you to join for our next session tomorrow at the same time. And the topic is work from home. Again, the work from home, the new normal by Rajat Singhania, and he is a master into data scientist. Again, thanks everyone for joining us today, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. Have a good night.